Cristiano Ronaldo. It's easy to see a person standing on the peak of success, but only those with wounded feet know the forks of the path. Have you ever thought about the child who did not have enough money for dinner at night? The child who, when he saw aeroplanes, wondered if he would never get off that island. Today the world calls him CR7. He has wealth, fame, and 5 bells and whistles. But the foundations of this palace were laid in those mud houses in Madeira where rain's water dripped from the roof. This story is not just about football. It is the story of a mother's love, a father's unfulfilled dreams, and a boy's stubbornness who changed the course of destiny. Ronaldo's house was so small that he slept in the same room with his siblings. His mother, Dolores, ran the household by cooking and cleaning in other people's homes. His father, Dennis, was a gardener and a kitman at a football club. He was often ill due to alcoholism, which has a profound effect on Ronaldo. Ronaldo was not good at school, but he was good at keeping the ball at his feet. He once threw a chair at his teacher because she made fun of his football dreams. When Sporting Lisbon called Ronaldo for trials, the 12-year-old had to board a plane alone to travel to another city. Ronaldo says he cried every night in Lisbon. He missed his mother, but he knew that if he went back, poverty would be his destiny. The children of Lisbon used to make fun of Ronaldo's Madeira accent, which often got him into fights. But he turned that anger into his strength. Coaches used to say that Ronaldo had talent, but he was too skinny. Ronaldo would sneak into the gym at night to steal weight for training. He said, "I decided that I was not going to live with this skinny body anymore." Ronaldo's father, Dennis Aveiro, was a quiet man who had lost the battle for his life. He was a former soldier, and the effects of the war had driven him into alcoholism. Ronaldo loved his dearly, but he failed to change his father. Ronaldo sent his father to expensive hospitals for treatment several times, but his father's liver failure had progressed to a point that a turn was not possible. 6 September 2005, Portugal were to play a crucial World Cup qualifier against Russia. Ronaldo was in the hotel when he received news that his father was dying in hospital. Sir Alex Ferguson told Ronaldo, "Go son, for you, your family comes first." Ronaldo wanted to go to his father, but he knew that his father wanted to see him on the field. He played that match and dedicated it to his father, but when he got back, it was too late. His father died at the age of only 52. Ronaldo has every trophy in the world, but one thing always remains. When he was shown an old video of his father in an 2019 interview, he could not hold back his tears. Ronaldo's words, "My father never saw what I became. He did not see me become number one. He did not see my awards. My family saw it. My mother, my brother, even my eldest son. But my father saw nothing." If there is one person in Ronaldo's life in front of whom he still becomes the same little Cristiano, it is his mother. Dolores did not give up when they did not have money to run the house, and Ronaldo did not give up when the world was against him. When Cristiano Ronaldo first stepped into the world of football, he did not just have goals on his mind, but also snatching the brooms and dishes from his mother's hands that she used to pick up after working in other people's homes. Ronaldo's mother, Dolores, had toiled for years under the mud roofs of other people's homes to feed her children. When Ronaldo received his first big signing bonus, he did not buy himself a fancy watch or an expensive sports car. The first thing he did was call his mother and invite her over. Ronaldo took his mother to an luxurious area where a shiny car was parked in front of a beautiful house. He placed the house keys in the palm of his mother's hand, whose hand was stiff from hard work. The mother had tears in her eyes and she could not understand whether this was all reality or a dream. Then Ronaldo looked into her eyes and said the phrase that still stands as a beacon for everyone who loves their mother. Ronaldo said, "Mother, after today, you will never have to work in anyone else's house. From now on, you are the queen of this palace and I am your protector." Today, when the world calls Cristiano Ronaldo the king of football, that old mother sitting in the stand is smiling because she knows that this is not just a victory for a footballer, but for a little boy who kept his promise to wipe his mother's tears. When Ronaldo's father was fighting for his life in hospital, Manchester United manager Sir Alex Ferguson had an option. He could have held back his best player because the most important matches of the season were at stake, but he did what only a father can do. Ferguson put his hand on Ronaldo's shoulder and said, "Son, no matter how many big trophies we win, they are no bigger than your family. You go now, no matter how long it takes you. Stay there." Ronaldo says that one sentence made him forever indebted to Ferguson. That day, the relationship between a player and a coach ended and the relationship between a father and son began. Ferguson was not just affectionate, he was so tough. When Ronaldo dribbled too much on the field or fell down and asked for a foul, Ferguson would yell at him in the dressing room. It was called the hairdresser treatment. The former Manchester United player says that when he arrived for training in the morning, Ronaldo would already be there. When everyone went home tired, Ronaldo would be practicing his free kicks alone in the dark. Once Carlos Tevez thought he would get to the training ground before Ronaldo. He arrived at 6 a.m., so Ronaldo was there. The next time he arrived at 5 p.m., Ronaldo was still training there. Tevez said, "It's impossible to beat this guy. Can you imagine a person who has every blessing in the world eating only boiled chicken, salad, and fish for the last 20 years. Ronaldo does not even touch sugar and cold drinks. Instead of sleeping for 8 hours at a time at night, he takes 90-minute naps 5 times a day so that their body remains refreshed at all times. While the rest of the players go to after-match parties, Ronaldo is in his private gym at home. He goes into a cryotherapy chamber at minus 160 degrees at 2:30 a.m. to help his muscles recover faster. That's the price he paid to be number one. The year was 2004. A 19-year-old Ronaldo was crying profusely after losing the final in his home country, Portugal. Those tears were seen by the whole world. 12 years later, Ronaldo had won everything, but a major trophy for his country was still a dream. 10 July 2016, the Paris Stadium was decorated, but just 25 minutes into the match, a tackle from a French player injured Ronaldo's knee. He fell to the ground. More than the pain in his eyes, there was sadness that he was leaving his team alone. Ronaldo went out on a stretcher. The whole world thought Portugal's journey was over. France would now win. But Ronaldo's body has gone out. His spirit was still on the field. Regardless of the pain, Ronaldo turned from the dressing room. He was no longer a player, but a manager. He was standing on the sidelines giving instruction to his teammates. He was limping, shouting, and boosting the morale of his teammates. As Eder was coming on as a substitute, Ronaldo whispered in his ear, "You will score. I am sure of it." And then it happened. In the 109th minute, Eder stoned the world by scoring. When the referee blew the final whistle, Ronaldo's tears had changed color. They were not tears of sadness, but tears of pride. Portugal had won the first major trophy in its history. That night proved that Ronaldo does not just score goals, he teaches his team to win. July 2018, the football world was shocked when Real Madrid's greatest player announced his departure from Spain after 9 years. For 50 goals, 4 Champions Leagues, and countless memories, Ronaldo left everything behind. Why? Because he was never one to sit still. He wanted a new challenge. When Ronaldo arrived in Turin, Italy, the scene was like a festival. 100 million euros, 33-year-old. Critics said Juventus had gambled on an old player, but they forget that Ronaldo's age is just a number, not his passion. Italian football is known for its tough defense. Catenaccio, scoring goals there is considered the most difficult things in the world. But Ronaldo did what he has always done there. He became the first player in the world to win domestic trophies and Player of the Year awards in all 3 major leagues, England, Spain, and Italy. 101 goals in just 134 matches for Juventus. He proved he can fit into any system and any team. Interestingly, Ronaldo decided to join Juventus after he scored that historic bicycle kick against Juventus while playing for Real Madrid. When the opposing team's fans stood up and paid tribute to him, Ronaldo's love for the club was born in his heart. August 2021, the football world came to a standstill. The news spread like lightning that Cristiano Ronaldo was returning to Manchester United 12 years later. The boy who had set out to conquer the world had now returned home a legend. A call from Sir Alex Ferguson had changed history, but this fairy tale did not last long. Ronaldo had not changed, but Manchester United had. The club that once knew how to win was now suffering from internal turmoil. A gulf had opened up between Ronaldo's thirst for victory and the team lethargy. The best player in the world was being benched. The player who gave his life to football was made to feel like a burden on the team. Ronaldo was not a man to keep quiet. Manchester United and Ronaldo parted ways forever during the 2022 World Cup. It was not the end Ronaldo or his fans had dreamed of. A legend quietly departed his home. December 2022, when the world thought Ronaldo's career was over, he made a decision that shook the entire history of football. Leaving the glare of Europe, he joined the Saudi Arabia club Al Nassr. Critics joked, saying that he was going to retire, but they did not know that Ronaldo was not going there to rest, but to write a new history. The nights of Riyadh lit up when Ronaldo first wore the yellow jersey, it was not just a transfer, it was the start of a sport revolution. After his arrival, the world's biggest names, Neymar, Benzema, many all turned to Saudi Arabia. Ronaldo proved that wherever he stands, the center of football becomes there. People said he was old, but in 2023, at the age of 38, Ronaldo became the world's top scorer, leaving behind youngest like Haaland and Mbappe. Even at 39, he has the same zeal, celebration, the same hunger, and the same passion. He still plays every match today as if it were his first. The story of a few minutes began on those dirt roads of Madeira and today stand at the highest point in the world. Ronaldo is not just a footballer. He is an example that even if you have nothing, you can still achieve everything. History remembers players, but time only salutes legends. Cristiano Ronaldo taught us that if your dreams are big and your hard work is true, no power in the world can stop you from succeeding. There are no shortcuts to success, and Ronaldo is living proof of that. He did not just play football, he made the impossible possible. Today the world calls him the greatest of all time, and maybe they are right because Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a player, he is an example that humans can become immortal like gods if they want to. Thank you Ronaldo for showing us this dream.